Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's Friday night, and we are so excited to be here with everyone tonight. Michael, how's it going, buddy? Well, we can't hear Michael, but I'm gonna make sure we do hear him. All right, go, Michael. Now say.
Yeah, well, you had me muted.
That's what I was supposed to do, Michael. You run your mouth too much.
Yeah, okay. We got a few thunderstorms rolling through, so hopefully we don't lose power.
Yeah, I know. It's in fact, it looked like there was a cloud coming up in my area too. So
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but hopefully we don't get caught in a thunderstorm as well. So guys, thank you guys for being here tonight. It's Friday night as always, and we are super excited to be with everyone tonight. Please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Why not? It's free to subscribe, right, Michael?
Yeah, it's free.
It's free. We give out free information. We give out free all kinds of things, don't we, Michael?
We do. We got giveaways about every week. Are we going to have one tonight?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to see, Michael. We'll see. We'll have to see how good this audience is.
They're going to stick around to find out.
Yeah,
right?
they're going to have to stick around to find out. We're going to subject them to some torture tonight, having to look at you and I. How about that?
Yeah, that's torture enough. Yeah.
So, guys, thank y'all so much for being here, and we appreciate each and every one of you joining in tonight. We got a fantastic show, and of course, tonight is really going to be centered on that new product. Everybody knows what it is, the HF2 coil for the XP Deus 2. So we are going to be discussing that tonight and going through that and just sort of talking. What can we expect? What do we think is going to happen with it? I will have one of these in my hands, and I'm hoping that will be sooner than later, which is going to be good. We are going to have XP on this live stream coming up in 2 weeks on May the 19th. I believe that's right. Is that right? Or the 16th?
The 16th, I believe.
The 16th. I'm dyslexic. So May 16th, we are going to have XP on here. We're going to have Philippe with us. Might have Murrell. Trying to get Michael, maybe. But anyway, we are going to have Philippe. So I know that for a fact. And he's going to come
That's Michael from Only Me again.
Right. Michael from Only Me Metal Detecting is going to be on here. He's one of the new guys over in Europe. So would love to have him on here, and maybe he can share some of that information as well with us. So we will see. You never know. Next week, you guys are going to be excited about this too as well. We're going to have Steve's Rods on here next week, and we are going to be doing a giveaway with Steve, and we'll be doing a giveaway with the XP as well too on May the 16th. So you definitely want to be here for those two shows, as well as we head into these next couple of weeks. So everybody's got a chance to win something, right, Michael?
Right. You got a rod from Steve, right?
I do. And we're going to be talking about that heading into this live stream next week. So it should be really, really good. And I'm real excited about having Steve on. And of course, I'm real excited about having Philippe on too from XP. And of course, you guys know we get down and dirty with XP. We're going to ask them all the questions that everybody wants to know. So again, if there's something you really want to know about that coil, or something you want to know about XP, shoot me an email, shoot me a message, and I'll be glad to make sure that gets put on the show as well. We got some great finds tonight too, Michael. We're going to share with everybody that was shared with me. But
I'm ready to hear what you know about this coil, because you know more than I do.
Well, yeah, I don't know that I know a lot more than anybody. I mean, I know a little bit more, maybe, possibly, but we'll see. We're going to go through the whole thing, and then I'll share with you what I've received, what I know at this point, and we'll go from there. So again, glad to have everybody here tonight. It's going to be a great show. Thank you guys for taking the time to be here on a Friday night. I know that's hard. Friday nights are tough, but we got 61 people in here, and we are super excited to have all 61 of you. Please hit that like button. We've got to get this algorithm going in the right direction. So hit that like button right now. If you haven't already, just go over there, hit that thumbs up. We would appreciate it. And that will help us out with this algorithm.
I want to say hey to Chris Counter. He's on here. He's stayed up late, and
right.
we watched his live today.
Yeah, we did. We got a chance to tune in to Chris from the XP Deus 2 Facebook group. So go check Chris out. Great channel, does a great job. Is a supporter of us, and we're a supporter of him too as well.
He had an interview with our buddy, didn't he, Brian?
Right. He had an interview with the history digger, Mr. Rob Rizzo. You guys know Rob. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check it out as well. And check out Chris's Facebook group if you are on Facebook, the XP Deus 2 Facebook group. And he's got a wonderful amount of content on there and does a fantastic job with that group. And we appreciate Chris so much. And thank you, Chris, for being with us tonight. But Michael, we got to do our shout outs to start the show. So you think we can get through all 62 people?
Yeah, you talk fast enough.
Talk fast. All right. So, hey, we've got Johnny Rum in here with us. Glad to have Johnny with us tonight. We got Mr. Old Pelon in the house. Glad to have Old Pelon. Mr. Doug Atkins is with us. Says, good evening, everyone from South Louisiana in Cajun country, Michael.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Damian Thorne. He says, hello, folks. We got Chris. He says, hello, Brian. Glad to have Chris in the house with us. We've got, let's see here, Michael. Don't want to miss anybody. We got Mr. Keegan in the house. Glad to have Keegan with us. We got Busy Digging Brian. He's got a good name, first name for sure, right, Michael?
Yeah.
We got DK1 Detect. Glad to have DK1 with us. We got Detect Meister all the way from Ireland. Appreciate Detect Meister, and congratulations on his drawing win from last week. We appreciate him. We got Mr. Digging Daryl, one of our main guys here. We appreciate Digging Daryl joining with us tonight. We got Mr. Danny in the house. He says, awesome show ahead. We appreciate Danny being with us. We got Dirt Devil Detecting. Dirt Devil Detecting just bought him a new machine too, Mike.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I know. He's jumping on that Manicore train. So we'll see what Dirt Devil Detecting has to tell us later on down the road too. Appreciate him being here. Mr. LC Hunt's in the house. He says, happy May, everybody. Michael, this year's flying by fast. We're almost halfway through.
I know. It really is. It's going by super fast.
Oh, it does. And it seems like it gets faster and faster the older you get, Michael. Mr. Ricky Bennett is in the house. Says, good evening, everyone. Happy Friday night. Mr. Chris Counter, which we just mentioned, says, evening all. Glad to have Chris all the way from the UK. And super excited to have Chris. Mr. Joe Dirt is in here. We appreciate Joe Dirt being with us. Hit that like button like Joe says. And Joe, thank you so much for reminding everyone to do that. Mr. Relic Jedi is in the house. He says hello to all. Appreciate him being here. Mr. Edward G's in the house. Says, hey, y'all, happy Friday. Glad to have Edward G. Green Mountain 64 is in the house, Michael. Glad to have Green Mountain 64. Trevor Van Horn is here with us. What's up, Trevor? He says, hi, everyone. We appreciate Trevor being here. Zapper is in the house. Says, howdy, gang. Appreciate Zapper being in here. We've got Richard Pelkey all the way from Vermont, Michael. Glad to have Richard with us. Mr. Workman's Adventure, one of our main guys up there in Michael's neck of the woods. Is that right? He's in North Carolina, or
he's in Tennessee.
He's in Tennessee. Well, he's close by, right? Close enough. We'll consider him in North Carolina too. How about that, Michael?
That's fine.
Yeah. We got Mr. Kerry Pope in here with us. Glad to have Kerry with us. We appreciate him. Mr. Surfside Dan, our main man. Looking forward to tonight's show. Glad to have you, Dan. Thank you for being in here with us. Digging Dude all the way from New York. Glad to have Digging Dude with us. Appreciate Digging Dude being in here. Gary and the Goose. Gary N is in here with us. He says, hey, everyone. We're glad to have Gary. Don't Tread on Me Metal Detecting. Glad to have Don't Tread on Me, as always. Super supporter of the channel. Jeff's Detecting channel is here with us. Go check out Jeff. Appreciate Jeff being in here tonight. Mr. Buzzsaw is in the house, Michael. Glad to have Buzzsaw. And Mr. Carson Chris is in the house. We haven't seen Carson in a while.
Oh,
so we're glad to have him with us here tonight. Glad to have you, Carson. Jeff's Detecting channel, which I think we just mentioned. 12th Colony Detecting. Just got off my permission. Perfect timing. Glad to have you in here, 12th Colony Detecting. Roger Claiborne is in the house. Hopes this coil works with the WS6. We'll see for sure. Miss Bells is in the house. Says good evening, everyone. Glad to have Bells in here with us. We got the history digger, Mr. Rob Rizzo, fresh off of his debut on the XP Deus 2 Facebook Live.
Yeah, that was a good interview.
Great interview by Rob, and we're glad to have Rob with us tonight. Beat Quest is in here. Okay, I'm here. We can start now. We were waiting on you, Beat Quest. We weren't going to start without you. How about that? We got Dig 5050. Says, hello, guys. Appreciate Dig 5050 being here with us. Thank you so much. Vets Dig Beeps. Glad to have Vets Dig Beeps with us tonight. I'm trying to get everybody, Michael. Let me know if I miss anybody. Going down the list, Michael. Metal Detecting Northwest Wisconsin. Glad to have Metal Detecting Northwestern Wisconsin. Thank you for being here tonight with us. Mr. Bobby Short is here tonight. Green Mountain 64. Appreciate him being in here. Busy Digging Brian, which I think we've already mentioned him. It's hard for me to keep up with all these, Michael. None of your business. That's who it is. That would take me a minute to read that one. He says, digging in the mud, too much rain. Well, you need to get out of that mud. Hopefully you get in a good hunt and not have to deal with a bunch of mud for sure. MD4 Cash is in here. And we got Stephen Dorothy. Evening, gentlemen. All right, Michael. So the cat's out of the bag. We've now got our HF2 coil in the house. Well, I don't have it in the house yet, but it will be in the house really, really soon. Michael, what are you looking forward to with this coil based on what you've seen so far? And then I'll let you know what I'm looking forward to.
Well, the higher frequencies, what is it, 9 to 90 multi and 9 to 120 and single frequency.
Right.
That's going to be interesting just to see how that, is it going to pick up really small stuff, as far as hunting in the field? Is it going to separate better in the iron? And I also like that new charging system they have from what I've seen. I like that battery in the shaft, which we talked about. And they have a new shaft and a larger battery for it, right?
Right. Yeah. So, Michael, I just put up an image of that new charging system. And I know a lot of us have a problem with that clip. That clip just drives us crazy. And I'm so excited that they finally did something different with this charging system. Now, I don't know what it's going to look like. I mean, this is all I've got. I've got this image. I tried to blow it up for you guys to sort of get an idea. Michael, does it look magnetic to you?
Yeah, it really does. It reminds me of the charger on the Manicore. It's kind of a magnetic type charger like that. That's what it looks like to me.
Right. So the charging thing is going to be interesting. Michael, I love that they have done, since we're on the charging part, I love what they've done with the swappable batteries to be able to exchange and interchange those batteries.
It's a larger battery, right?
Yeah, it's a larger battery. You get up to 10 hours runtime. That's a pretty long time, Michael, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that too. And One thing that was brought out today on Chris's live stream was with the update, the 3.0 update. And I know you and I have talked in a bunch of detail about how we were so excited about that 3.0 update. And Chris brought out that the audio is going to be improved. It's going to be more of a hi-fi audio. So it's going to sound a little better. Now, what are the other improvements with the update? I don't know that at this point.
We talked about that too, Brian. Is that going to be for this one coil, or is it going to be for all the coils as far as that HD audio goes?
Yeah, that HD audio is going to be fantastic. We already know that the Deus 2 has a very, very good audio system within it, and the way they have it set up. But you're telling me it's going to get even better? So that really has me intrigued as far as what that improvement was going to be. And you and I had said this quite a few times. We were even more excited about the update than we were the actual coil. I mean, we love the idea of a small coil. We love that, but we also want to see what else can XP do with maybe some of these other programs and improving and enhancing some of those things. So I'm real excited to see how much improvement we see in that audio with this 3.0 update. Now, we were also told that the 3.0 update won't be available until they actually ship the product, until the first people actually receive that product. I don't know when this product is actually going to hit in the United States. That's the other thing that I don't know yet. And so we'll see when that will play out. And of course, hopefully it's going to be real soon. I do know that it's going to be on sort of an allocation system. So I don't know how many some of these dealers are going to get. But if you're thinking about ordering one, you better get on a list right now. And speaking of that, Michael, if you are going to get on a list, get on our guy, Mr. Mike Kyle at LMS Metal Detecting. He can get you hooked up. He can put you on his waiting list. Mike is a high volume dealer, so he is more than likely going to get maybe a few more than what a lot of other dealers might get. But we appreciate Mike being a sponsor of our channel. But go check out Mike. He's friendly. He does fast service. He does great shipping. And Mike is our preferred dealer, and it would help us out too if you shop with Mike. And we appreciate it if you would shop with Mike, as he is very knowledgeable. In fact, I think when he was on here a couple of weeks ago or a few weeks ago, I told you guys Mike is the guy that I started with when I first started metal detecting. And Mike sort of took me under his wing for a while and showed me the ropes of metal detecting and so on. But Mike is extremely knowledgeable, and he does a great job with service and with information after the sale. And you can count on that with Mike. So if you are thinking about pre-ordering this HF2 coil, give Mike a try. You won't regret it, I promise you. And Mike is excellent to deal with. So definitely wanted to mention that as well. Let's go to some of these comments real quick, Michael. Let's go to Metal Tech Northwestern Wisconsin. He says, mine will be here soon. From what I hear, I've been using mine mostly for road tear outs and high iron spots. I'll be trying out modern trash as well. And we've got some theories on what we think is going to happen with this coil. And I'm going to get to that in just a few minutes. Doug Atkins says, yes, this looks magnetic. And speaking of Doug Atkins, we're going to share a couple of finds from Doug and from Surfside Dan in just a few minutes. So you want to stick around for that. Steve Beep says, I want to see how this coil performs in Mike's chicken poop field. There you go, Michael. Yeah, so one of the things that was brought out about this coil was that it really handles black soil and magnetic, any soil that might have a lot of magnetic material in it, that it's going to handle that type of situation really well. because you can run at those higher frequencies. So, Michael, that is a good thing. And Vets Dig Beeps is definitely on to something. We want to see what happens when you do take it over to that field. Even if you don't really find anything, if you dig a non-ferrous target, video it, show it for us, and we'll get that up as well. Digging Deuce is looking forward to digging more small foil. I don't know. I mean, we might dig more small foil. We might dig more small lead. That was the one thing. That was the one thing we saw quite frequently with the original HF coil for the Deus one. Now, does this new audio help with that? Does running it? I don't know. I mean, I really don't know at this point, but I'm hoping for some really good things from this coil. Who detects 10 plus hours at the? I know some guys that'll go that long. Unfortunately, I don't go that long. But anyway, you got these batteries now. You can just swap out a battery and plug it in and keep going, which I think is a great thing that XP's come up with. History Digger says separation will be great, but hoping it exceeds depth expectations with full multi-frequency. Can't wait. And he's right. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in just a minute. He says, I ordered it and I'm looking forward to it. And I agree, Green Mountain 64. We're all looking forward to this coil, and I think it's going to be great. Arthur Schwartz says, I got mine pre-ordered. That was my favorite coil on the Deus one. Right. A lot of people love that original elliptical coil, and it did a phenomenal job at unmasking. The only knock on it, Michael, was the depth issue, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Tim Wallingford says, does it have the connect point for the antenna for underwater operation? That's something that I don't know at this point, but I'm assuming that it will.
Well, it does have a 20 meter.
There's a 20 meter waterproof setting on it. So that's one thing I do not know. That's one thing that they have not said. So that's one that we're sort of waiting on as well. Let's see here. Doug Atkins says he's too old too to go 10 plus hours. Don't Tread on Me says full tones should be incredible. Oh, the other thing, Michael, that I heard today, I think in Chris's live stream, was on the max frequency. You can only set it up to, I think he said 80, I believe was the correct one. Did you hear that? And Chris, if Chris is on here, you might be able to confirm that.
I think he checked out because he said he had to work tomorrow.
Okay, but I believe he said 80. I have not seen that information either. So that was something that was brought up today on the live stream, on his live stream. And so I don't know. Metal Detecting Northwest Wisconsin coming to USA on May 12th. Right. We'll see. We'll see what happens and when all that comes out as well. Let's see here. Let's see. Mike is an awesome guy. Right. Appreciate that, Chris. And Chris has been dealing with Mike. I think he's talked to Mike a few times. DCM says he's looking forward to this coil. Digging Dude says, wonder how it handles hot rocks and iron slag. And that'll be interesting too. I would think that it would handle it pretty good because it is made for mineralized soil. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Don't Tread on Me says the more you dig, the more treasure you find. Exactly. Don't Tread on Me. Pay Streak Super Freaks on here. He says, I detect 12 hours all the time. And I know he does because I've seen him detect 12 hours. Glad to have you on here, Pay Streak. Thank you so much for joining in with us. Relic Jedi says 12 Georgia buttons will ring up loud. I'd love to dig me some of those Georgia buttons for sure. Wouldn't you, Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Don't Tread on Me said, doesn't the current coils go even longer as far as a battery charge? They have said it will get up to, I think they said between 12 and 14 hours in some cases. It depends on what program you're running on your other coils as well. Now, if you're running deep high conductor, then that's going to drain that battery probably really fast. So again, it depends on the programs from what I've been told. What do you think the price range will be? Well, we've been told the price is going to be $399.
Yeah, that's what I was
so, and that's the same price as the other coils. So Again, $399. And I'll be honest with you, I was really expecting the price to be higher.
I
And
would, yeah,
and,
I
and it
really was too.
and it wasn't higher. So that's a good thing that it wasn't higher. And I told XP whenever I found out the price, I said, wow, and I said, that's going to be great because everybody really, I think, was bracing for a higher price. You and I were bracing for a higher price, weren't we, Michael?
Yeah, we were thinking in between $400 and $500.
Yes, we were
So
definitely thinking that. Green Mountain 64 says, I've been running the 11-inch. It finds small stuff. Really just want it for size and the ability to do some prospecting. Right. And we're going to talk about what we think is going to be the benefit of those higher frequencies in just a second. And this is my theory. Now, I could be wrong, but this is my theory, and we'll talk about that in just a second. The new coil will not work with Steve's shafts. And by the way, Steve will be on here really soon. And Michael, I got the zoom in thing going on. Let me zoom back out. But Steve will be on here, and I believe Steve is going to try to work on a shaft that might work with that too. So, but I'll let Steve answer that when he comes on here next week. It's possible the antenna may be incorporated with the power cord and the battery. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know about that one, but that I'm sure is coming. So we'll see. Like I said, Philippe will be on here, and you guys can fire away at Philippe, and he can tell you whether some of those things are possible or not. And we'll see what happens there. Greeny Meanie's on here. Did they need a bigger battery for running the higher frequencies? I believe so. And one of the things that we did notice was that the coil's a little bit heavier. We noticed that. And I think it's because it's got a bigger battery capacity, maybe even more wiring in it. But for whatever reason, it is heavier, right, Michael?
yeah, it is a little bit heavier.
Yeah. None of your business says I'm looking forward to seeing some live digs with it. Right. And as soon as I get it in my hands, I'm going to start. So you guys need to just stay tuned. I'm going to run it on my Relic sites. Of course, I'm going to test it a little bit before I go out there, make sure I've sort of got a comprehension of the settings. There's going to be a learning curve. And just like with anything, anytime there's an update or anytime there's a new product, there is going to be a learning curve. So you guys are going to have to be patient. But as soon as we figure out what are the best settings for us in our area, then we'll be more than happy to share those with you guys. And you guys can try some of those things out. But again, some of our settings may not work in your area, but we're going to share with you what we find right out of the gate and try to help you guys get accustomed to using this coil. I'm hoping to have it before most of the other coils hit the U.S. market, which that's what I've been told. So we'll see when that happens. But as soon as I get it, it will definitely be out there for you guys to see. And we'll start running it. Of course, you guys know I've always been a big fan of XP Deus. I've always loved XP Deus metal detectors. And it's my baby. It's always been my baby. And Michael knows that I love running this machine, and it's my favorite. So I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to run it through its paces, take it to site, start running it, using it. And if I see anything, then, if I see anything wrong or whatever, then definitely I'll let you guys know as well. But XP, they really do a great job right out of the gate usually. I know we've had issues with other machines in the past as far as, their launches haven't necessarily been good. Of course, we've seen the Vortex. We've seen what's happened there. We've seen the Legend. We even saw the Manicore. All of them go through different growing pains as they get released. And I'm really hoping that that XP has done their homework with this coil, and we're not going to see a lot of those issues out of the gate. What do you think, Michael? Go ahead. I know
one of the questions I had, we talked about it in the past. I know on the Deus 1 HF coils, the VDI, the higher you went in frequency, the higher the VDI number. Is this going to have a type of normalized VDI system, or how is that going to work? Because, going all the way up to 120, you would think if it if it didn't have that, it would really tighten that VDI scale up.
Right. And Michael, you brought up a great point, and that's something too that I haven't even really thought about is that VDI scale. We may have to learn new numbers as far as, if
Right.
you're looking at numbers, your VDI might be a little bit different. Will it go higher than what we're normally used to? And that could be the case as far as this machine goes. But I don't know. I mean, that's something we're not going to know until we actually get this coil in our hands, and we'll just have to wait and see, Michael. But that's a great point. Great assessment there. Let's see here. Knights Templar's on here. He says Paystreak is definitely getting excited about these new coils. I'm sure Paystreak is. Ferris Grump's in here. Glad to have Ferris Grump, great supporter of the channel. Glad to have him with us tonight. It's going to be killer. And Top Lots says Metal Detecting Northwest Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Paystreak says he's been excited about this coil for the last 3 years. So he's been waiting on this. Jeff said, any updates coming on the Legend or new coils coming out for it? Well, I'm going to go ahead and say this, Jeff. They're coming out with a new something in May. Now, Delic has said when she releases this new machine that she's going to come on here. So I'm going to try to hold her to that. And as soon as that happens with Nocta, now, is it going to be the machine that replaces the Legend? I don't know. Is it going to be the pulse induction machine? Then that could be a case. But as far as I know, nothing so far from Nocta. But Nocta, I know, is going to come out with something in May. So stay tuned for that, Jeff. And as soon as we get that information, then we'll be glad to share that on here as well. Don't Tread on Me says, hope they are on their way here. Heard a rumor, still waiting FCC approval. I don't know. Mum's the word. I don't know much as far as that part goes. And even if I did, I couldn't say anything. So I'm just going to be honest with you guys. So just stay tuned. There's some funny comments on here, Michael. Expect some software updates at first, just getting it dialed in. Right. And I'm going to go ahead and say this, guys. Don't be disappointed if it's not exactly perfect out of the gate. That happens. You guys have seen it. So don't get bummed out, and don't jump ship right off the bat just because maybe it's not doing some of the things that you think. Because
and don't listen to some YouTube channels that's all they live to do is to tear down these companies.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just go ahead and throw that out there. All these machines have problems, and it takes time to get them right.
It does, especially when you're dealing with a new platform, and this is really going to be sort of a new platform, Michael.
Right.
With the high frequency, and we've never had a machine that's run this high of a frequency before, and really, I'll tell you one thing that I'm sort of interested in to see is how do the other companies respond to this? If this is successful, do you see other companies trying to go with these higher frequencies? And does XP have a special patent where they can't go above a certain frequency? That's the next question about all of this.
Right. I think, I guess that's a wave of the future. I think these other companies I think they're going to go the same route, higher frequency.
And again, guys, we're all going to have a learning curve on all of this, as we've never had a coil like this. This is, again, I hate to use the old cliche, but this is revolutionary in a lot of ways. So again, it's going to take some getting used to. It's going to take some fine tuning by all of us. And if anybody can pull it off, I feel like XP can. And that's what makes them the company that they are. There's Grump says the software update. Well, yes, I heard that too today. Will increase the pinpointing audio as well. Yes, I heard that. So thank you, Ferris Grump, for reminding me. I have been jonesing for this. I know you have. Don't tread on me. He's been all over the place waiting on this call, but we're super excited that it's out and it's coming. And we've got a lot to look forward to. And I know every single one of you are excited about it. Deus 2 tones with the HF coil will be nice, right? And this audio is supposed to be better, HD audio. We've never had that before too. And Jeff says, awesome. Thanks for the info on NACA. Glad to share that with you, Jeff. The fact that XP will be on here in 2 weeks, the coil is close by. Like I told you guys, when Philippe comes on, then that means it's coming. So prepare for that. And we're super, super excited about having Philippe get a hold of us on here and share his information. Right, Michael?
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
He's going to have what we need to know, hopefully.
Yeah. Digging Deus says it's called fun. People have fun with it. Use it. It needs improvements. XP will do their job.
Right.
And Digging Dude is exactly right. And just be patient with it. And I think XP can get the job done, and we know they can. We've seen it before, and we'll see it again as they do a fantastic job on that. Edward G says, Jeff, I've enjoyed my Legend since he got it, and Legend's a great machine for sure. Don't tread on me. That's over 70 more kilohertz than the Vortex. Well, yeah, it is. You're right. Don't tread on me.
It's more than a lot of machines,
Right. History Digger says, I'm biased, but it's another notch in the XP's ultimate versatility belt. Got to give them props. Definitely. Rob, I appreciate you sharing that as well. Metal Tech Northwestern Wisconsin says, where everyone getting the infill info on the 3.0 update? I hadn't seen anything yet. Well, they haven't really said much about it. I'm hoping to get some more clarification in the next few days about 3.0, what it's going to do as far as not only the HF coil, but what it's going to do as far as the other programs. And I think that's where a lot of us are wanting to see, is this going to be an improvement on the other programs and our older coils and so on? What's going to happen there? And again, Michael and I have been real excited about this 3.0 update, as we feel like there's going to be some improvements, some things done that could enhance this machine even more with the 3.0 update. So stay tuned. But as soon as I get that information, you guys know I'll be putting that out there for you, and hopefully you guys can go with it from there. So Michael, here's my theory, and I think I've already said this, and I know History Digger's on here, and I've shared that information with him too as well. Here's where I think this coil is going to be a dominating factor. I have noticed, and some of you may have seen the same thing, that sometimes when your coil is closer to a target, when you're trying to unmask that target mixed with iron, it will miss it, especially if you put the coil down right on top of it. I believe that with a higher frequency coil, we're going to find out that we have missed very shallow targets. I think
so you think you can get closer to the target.
I think you can get closer to the target, and I think that's going to be one of the benefits of this higher frequency, because I know multi-frequency machines, when you get that coil down really close, some do better than others. I've noticed that as you have to lift that coil sometimes to unmask those targets. Whereas if you lowered that coil down on top of those targets, sometimes it will miss it completely. I think the higher frequency is going to give you an advantage, and we're going to see that some of these sites that we went into and we thought we had hunted out, that some of those targets were right there in front of our face the whole time, and we might have missed those targets. Now, I could be totally wrong on this, but I think that's going to be a benefit of the higher frequency. And of course, Rob brought up a great point too. With a higher frequency, usually we saw with that HF coil on the Deus 1 that the depth was not there. But remember, we didn't have multi, which means if that bottom number is lowered, then you're getting depth and you're getting the ability to hit those shallower targets with the higher frequency. Now, I could be totally off base with all of this. That's just my theory, or what I think we're going to see with this coil. What do you think about that?
That's a good theory, and I know exactly what you're talking about. coil height on this multi-frequency, it seems to really come into play, you know, on depending on the target and you know, the iron around it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I mean, that seems like a good theory to me, and hopefully you're right. You know, we may be surprised, hey, 2 or 3 inches is what we've missed in the iron, you know?
Well, you know, and what got me thinking, I said this to you earlier today, what got me thinking about that was when you started digging some things that I knew that I had gone over the same area. Now I could have missed it literally by, you know, just missed it from swinging over it, you know, just walking past it just a little bit. But that target, some of those targets that you had dug that I had maybe missed might have been because of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, that maybe that program on the Manicore might have been running a little bit higher than what the Deus 2 was running at that point. I don't know, you know, because we don't know what any of these multi-frequencies are that are set up on all these different programs. I've seen it in my test garden, where I haven't been able to hit something when I get really close to the target, and I only see it with multi-frequency. And Digging Dude's on here, and I know he runs single frequency machines. But in that case, I think that might be where some of the single frequencies running at higher frequencies might have had an advantage in some cases. And so that's, to me, that's got me very intrigued as to what's going on. And so I'm just excited about seeing that. And of course, I've been told by XP that, you know, when you're running your programs, run the kilohertz up, run the max frequency at 40, and you're going to be able to unmask better. So I'm just thinking that the unmasking capabilities are going to go up dramatically once we go above that 40 kilohertz. We're also going to see, and this is something too that everyone needs to keep in mind, once we go above that 40 kilohertz frequency, I think we're going to see a lot of EMI that's going to be sort of blocked out, because I know I could run my Deus 1 elliptical coil underneath power lines, Michael.
Yeah,
and it would be as quiet as a mouse running at that higher frequency, because it's not, those power lines aren't able to interfere with it at that higher frequency. So there's so many things to consider with this new coil. And it's got my mind just spinning left and right, and it's probably got everybody else's on here spinning left and right too. So let's take some questions, Michael. We got a lot of people. Johnny Rum wants to know, will it fix the 789 issue? Now, Johnny, I don't know if you've tried this, but even with the sweeper program, you can notch out 789. You can get rid of that running sensitive full tones. And I don't know if you've tried that or not, but it does work, and it will get rid of that. None of the other programs will do that. So if you haven't tried that, give that a shot.
Well, that's going to be a question, or any of the other programs going to be.
You know, and then that's the thing too, you know, and that's why I'm so interested and so intrigued by the software update, more so than just the coil. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm excited about the coil, but I'm real intrigued by the software update. And Johnny's right. You know, what happens with these other programs? Are we going to be able to get rid of, like you said, the 789 issue? You know, and a lot of times too, you know, on that 789 issue, just to go back to this, and I know we've said this 100 times, sometimes when you turn on that, if you're still getting that repeatable signal and you're still seeing that 789, you better dig it. I mean, if you're using fast or you're using general or whatever program you're doing, and that target or that audio is repeatable audio, dig that thing, Johnny, and that generally will tell you, hey, it's telling you it's a non-ferrous target. The VDI might not be telling you that, but the audio is telling you that. And again, that's why I keep saying XP's audio is so good. Knights Templar wants to know, what are the sizes? Right now, it's just that one elliptical small coil, which, what was it, 5x9? Michael?
Yeah, 5.5 by 9.5 or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, History Digger says, in addition, greater chance of finding a shallow coin on edge, which I think that's what's going to happen. Don't Tread on Me says it can be amazing what is missed on the surface. That's true.
Yeah.
And that's the point that I'm trying to bring out here. This is where I think we're going to see the benefit of this coil. We're going to realize that we've walked over some things that were laying right there in front of us the whole time. That's my theory. But again, I could be wrong. None of your business says, I've updated my Deus 2, my Legend, and my Manicore. All of them made improvements in one area or another. Doesn't mean they sold you a bad machine. They're just trying to make a good machine better. Great comment, none of your business. Yep. All these companies are trying to make their machines better. The best way that you can help and make a machine better is to report these things to the companies, report them to somebody like me that basically talks to the companies, and then try to help these companies make a better machine. I think that's the way you get things done.
But these companies, they can test at the factory and all day long, but until they get out into the field and everybody gets to using it, that you run into different situations you don't know, and it takes time to get it straightened out for that reason,
Right. PG Digger asked a good question. We just mentioned this. How do y'all think it will do in EMI conditions? I think it's going to do great. I think when you can run that higher frequency, PG Digger, I think that's going to help with the EMI situation. Digging Darrell asked a great question. I wonder how it's going to do with the sweeper program. Well, we may have to come up with a new sweeper program.
Super Sweeper.
We know, right? Yeah, Sweeper 2. But the sweeper program, and I've got something to share with you guys in a few minutes with the sweeper program. We're going to get to that in just a second. Don't let me forget, Michael, because I'll get so bogged down in talking that I'll forget about it. Seriously, on my really tough foreshore sites where iron slag hot rocks are plentiful, I will see how it compares to my Tesoros. Go ahead. Yeah, let's see. Let me know, Digging Dude, when you do find that out. FLX Detectors is in here. Says, hey, y'all, glad to have him in here tonight. Appreciate you joining in with us tonight. Hopefully you guys are getting some great information. We're talking the HF2 Coil from XP Metal Detectors, just released. So glad everyone is here. Appreciate you guys joining in with us tonight. David Frazier says, is it lighter than the 9-inch coil? Well, that was the one thing that had me sort of surprised. It's a little bit heavier with the.
Well, I got to thinking about that, Brian. That's the lower shaft and the coil, right? But that weight's going to be more distributed on that coil because it's going to be up in the lower shaft, kind of midway up your shaft. So it could feel lighter,
Yeah, you just, I don't know.
Right,
I don't know, Michael. So we'll just have to wait and see. It does show that it's slightly heavier, but that could be because of the battery up in the shaft, which could make it more distributed too. And I'm sure XP has weighed that out as well. So again, we'll see. Knights Templar says high frequency is usually unstable in salt water. Well, you got to remember, though, not only is it running a high frequency, it's running a lower frequency, too. So, did they find the magic sauce to where they can run a multi with a very higher frequency mixed in with a lower frequency? I can't answer that question right now, Knights Templar, but I do live near the beach. And so one of the things that I will do definitely when I get it is take it down to the beach. And let's see what it does on this salt
and it water. May have its own beach programs just for that coil as well, where it's, who knows?
Yes. Right. Yes. And new coil, new frequencies, new software, new HD audio, plus they are teasing with more to come. And they did say that. They said there is more to come. And they acted like it was going to be sooner than later after they released this coil. So that's got me excited, just like History Digger's saying. FLX says, I'm looking forward to trying it. And we are too, just like everybody else. Yes, also new charger and new battery. I wonder if it'll have a USB-C. That'll be the other question. I didn't see that on that thing.
Well, it's going to be magnetic though, Brian. I
Yeah,
think, right?
but I wonder what the other end of it will be for the charging block. I wonder.
Oh, I think, well, it did. Well, by that picture, it was a USB, just a standard USB port.
Clint says running at high frequency like the Goldbug 2, I would think the day would work better. The Deus will work better. Well, again, we're going to see. Knights Templar says the HD audio will be interesting. I wonder what this entails. I just think it's just going to be clearer and crisper. That's all I know at this point. And again, when I get the coil, I'll be able to sort of tell you guys, hey, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I think is going on with that HD audio. Right. Doug Atkins says, yes, you can't possibly test for every situation. No way possible. You're exactly right, Doug. And
that's why it takes people when they get it in their hands. There's all kinds of situations, different soils, you know, just all kinds of different factors that come into play, you know.
Right. History Digger says, I thought you did styrofoam tests to improve. Okay, we're going to get over that. It's going to be great for going through corn stalks here in the New York fields. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, you got that thing in there. Digging Dude says, we're going to call that new program the High Sweeper. How about that?
High Sweeper.
Yeah, I got a feeling I may have a 9-inch coil for sale soon. I don't think so. That 9-inch coil, that's my baby. If this coil can replace my 9-inch coil, then so be it. But I mean, I love my 9-inch coil for sure. Edward G says the problem with updates is if the programmers don't do a great job of running it through all the paces, then you will run into major issues. Sure, and you know, they can't account for everything. And remember, this coil is being put together and assembled in Europe. Their conditions are different from our conditions. They can't account for everything. The only thing they can do is once it's released is rely on our feedback to them to improve the product. That's it. And again, if you see an issue, then send them an email. Say, hey, this is what I'm seeing from this coil, or this is what I'm seeing from this machine, whatever it may be. Give them the chance to remedy the problem for sure. Let's see. Writing code change. One thing can screw up something else you never knew about. And that's true too. But again, all of that can be eliminated by our feedback as well once we see some of those problems, if we do see those problems. The Ferris Grump says sweeper frequency. Yes, definitely. And God, there's so many comments. Looking forward to seeing your finds, Doug Atkins. Yes, Doug's got some great finds, and we're going to share those in just a minute. I think the wider span of frequencies on the new coil will help with iron ID. And like Michael said, we may see an increase in that ID as well because of that. Knights Templar says it will be great for tiny gold earrings, which that could be the case too. I'm a newbie to the Deus. I'm going to wait a while and learn the machine better before I upgrade the coil. Great idea. You know, learn your machine. That's a big part of it. All of these machines at this point are really good at what they do. And, you know, again, the more you know about the machine, the more you use the machine, the better you're going to become with the machine, whether it be a $200 machine or whether it be a $1,700 machine, whatever that may be, that can definitely have that. David Frazier says, did they say an availability date? As of yet, no. The only thing I can tell you is I know they will start shipping after May 12th. Now, does that mean when we're going to ship to the United States? I don't know that point. So you guys are going to have to just sort of bear with it. And as soon as I get some information, again, I will pass that along. And remember, Philippe will be on here May 16th. So you guys can come on and you can ask those questions to Philippe and you can get it straight from the horse's mouth as well. FLX says it's going to be a fun summer. I agree so much. He says, your feedback is valuable. What they are seeing in France most likely will not be what you see here in the States. That's right.
Right.
They know what they're doing. Just share your observations and they will adjust that. Couldn't have said it any better, Bobby. I appreciate you leaving that comment. Knights Templar, if the HD sound can help tell the difference between ring pulls and cold rings, it will be a winner. I don't know.
A tough one there.
Look, yeah, those ring. Oh gosh, ring pulls. Oh my gosh, those things will drive you crazy. Pull tabs will drive you crazy. You know, I don't know, but
that's the ultimate quest there.
That is the ultimate question right there. If I keep listening to you guys, my credit bill is going to be higher next month. Well, don't go into debt. That's the main thing. We all get excited when a new machine or new product comes out. Be patient with it. If you're unsure about it, then wait and just see what others are doing with it. And then, you know, make your own decision. Every single one of you are smart enough on here to make your own decisions. You don't need to listen to me or Michael. I mean, you can go and just go out and maybe borrow one, or maybe ask your local dealer if you can try one out, and then take it out and test it a little bit and see what you see, because all of us have different hunting styles. All of us hunt in different areas. All of us have different ways and different things that we look for. That's the best way to do it. Don't rely on somebody else to tell you how to run your machine. I'm just going to say that. I mean, I know I've got the sweeper program, but you've always heard me say it may not work for you. You can try it. If you like it, that's great. If it doesn't work, then hey, it's no big deal to me. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing something with you that you can take out and use immediately. And that's just my feeling on the whole thing. How many frequencies does this coil run simultaneously? Well, that's something that XP will not tell us.
It's probably program dependent too. You know,
I'm sure it is. Joe Dirt says, I'm just happy the coil's not blue. Yeah, well, you know, it's white. It's going to get dirty like the old one did, but it'll be fun. There's a reason the controller has a screen. Would be great if yeah, that's a great one too, Rob. I appreciate you sharing that. Do I need to buy a plane ticket to France? Yeah. Go over there and help them out. Don't tread on me. You can tell them what's going on. None Your Business said, you would think elliptical and HF, it might beat my 9-inch in iron. I'm anxious to see.
It might.
It might. You know, again, that's going to be really interesting. Wayne says, will there be an antenna for water use? And that's one thing that we haven't seen from them yet. They haven't said anything about that yet, but that's a question that we can ask Philippe in a couple of weeks about the underwater use. It says it goes to 20 meters. So I'm assuming
would the existing antenna work for that, or does it have to be
that? Well, that's what I don't know. I mean, nobody's said anything, Michael. So again, that's one that's sort of in the dark. We're in the dark with. Don't tread on me. He says, I'll be swinging at early Massachusetts site. Let's see. FLX says, I'm thinking the same thing. Paystreak Super Freak says, being a member of a group or a club is invaluable as firsthand info and experience coming from other detectors in your area. Right. And that's why we come on here, because there are so many knowledgeable detectorists on here right now that can easily share great information. It doesn't necessarily have to come from me. It doesn't necessarily have to come from Michael. And that's why I think our group is so special, is that everyone on here is very knowledgeable and they know their machines and they're willing to share the information and what they're seeing. And let me tell you, these manufacturers watch my show and they listen to what you guys are saying. They listen to what I am saying. And then they go back and sometimes I'll even get emails about some of these things. So again, keep those things in mind, but having a community like Paystreak says is definitely a plus for anybody. And being part of a community or a club can definitely be beneficial to you and what you're doing for sure. So again, we appreciate that. Right. Nice Templar says spot on, Jeremy. He's right. Definitely, for sure. Prospectors Cash is in the house. Glad to have Prospectors Cash. Appreciate that, Prospectors Cash, for leaving that super chat. Super thanks. We appreciate that. Remember, all donations go straight back into the channel to help us with this live stream, Michael. So, Michael, let's stop for a second, as we've been going for an hour. And God, the time just flies. I mean, we've talked about so much tonight. Trevor Van Horn brings up, maybe they'll come off the price of the Extreme Hunters so more of us can give it a go. Could be. That's something too. We can ask Philippe. But let's divert for a few minutes and let's do Michael's detecting tip of the week. Are y'all ready for that? I know everybody's been ready for that. Yes, tip of the week. Chris says, where's that tip of the week? Well, it's coming. So we're going to get 2 tips of the week from Michael. So stay tuned for that. And we missed the one from
You want to tell them why?
we missed the one from last week when we had Debbie from Mind Lab on here. So we're going to make up for it. And I promised you guys we do 2 tips. So that's what we're going to do. We have 92 people in here enjoying this live stream. Thank you, all 92 of you, for being here tonight. And hopefully we've shared some information, especially about this new coil, that has got you excited and got you thinking and got you ready to try out this new coil and see what this HF2 coil has to offer. But let's get these tips of the week. How about that, Michael? You ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's add Michael to the stage. Here he comes. Michael's tips of the week. We got 2 this time.
Hi guys, I just want to hop on here and give you my tip of the week. My tip of the week this week is, when hunting in iron, we talk to these manufacturers and they all recommend a higher kilohertz, like, the low conductor on the Manicore, it goes up to 40, and that's kind of optimal. The higher the frequency, the better it handles the iron. And we found that to be true. So just remember, with this new coil coming out, I mean, in multi, it's going to go up to 90 kilohertz, but we're just going to have to see how that does. We know 40 works well. So logically, the higher the frequency, the better it's going to do in the iron. And that's what we're hoping out of this new coil from XP. But we just have to see how it goes, run it through the test, but we got our fingers crossed it's going to work really well in the iron that we hunt. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, I just wanted to hop on here and give my tip of the week. My tip of the week is, if you go to get permission at a homeowner's house or their property, you just want to be polite. Tell them what you want to do there, that you love history. Tell them that you'll respect their property. And if they want to see any of your finds, even if they want to keep any of your finds, offer that to them. And, that goes a long way. Kind of share the history of the property with them, and get them to enjoy the history if you can. And they'll be eager to see what you find and eager for you to come back just to see what you can find on their property. That's kind of my tip this week. Have a great evening, guys. Hi, guys.
So there are Michael's tips of the week. We messed up a little bit, Michael, but one of them was from a couple of weeks ago, but then we got 2 of them in. We said we were going to do 2. Those are tips from Michael. We appreciate Michael taking the time to share his tips of the week. Michael, we've also got something else that we want to share tonight, and these are some really cool finds. So the first find that we're going to share to start off with is from Mr. Doug Atkins. And there it is. Michael, check that out. He found a 1794 half real using the sweeper program. Michael, what do you think about that?
I've seen it done before. I saw you find one with the sweeper.
Oh yeah, the sweeper definitely came through for Mr. Doug Atkins. We appreciate Doug sharing his 1794 half real, and you guys can see, you can see that 94 down there at the bottom on that too. Michael, did you see that?
Sure can.
Yeah. So congratulations to Doug. Thank you, Doug, for sharing that find with us, and thank you for being a wonderful supporter of our channel. Our next find that we wanted to share comes from Mr. Surfside Dan himself. Check out this beautiful 22 karat gold bracelet that Surfside Dan dug. It's 12, I think it's 12 ounces. Is that right? 12.2 or grams, I think.
Grams, yeah.
12.25 grams on this necklace. And Dan was super excited to share that with me. And Dan is one of my hunting partners in this area, and we appreciate Dan sharing that with us. Dan is an avid beach hunter, and Dan's been on here before and loves hunting the beach, loves running the XP Deus too. He also runs the Manicore as well, and Dan does a phenomenal job with what he does out on the beach. So there we go, Mr. Surfside Dan with a fabulous 22 karat gold bracelet. That's a cool find, isn't it, Michael?
It is. That's a neat little bracelet there.
Yeah, I think he told me that his find was I think he said that bracelet went for well over $2,000 or $3,000, if I remember.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is a super duper find. And congratulations to Surfside Dan, and he's on here right now, and he says thank you. And Stratman68 says nice, Dan, and we appreciate Dan sharing his find with us as well. So Michael, I know we've been on here for a while. Anything else that we've missed about the HF coil? Just real quick, I'm gonna.
I think we've covered about all that we really know about
right.
it.
Yeah, we've talked about the swappable battery. We've talked about the new charging system, the stability and sensitivity to smaller targets, smaller pieces of gold. If you live in an area where maybe you live out west, or maybe you live somewhere where there's little small pieces of gold, then this could be a great machine, a great coil or addition to the Deus 2 for you. Of course, we've got the wireless technology. We talked about the 3.0 software that's being offered by XP with this new coil, which I think is going to be awesome. We go all the way from 9 to 90 kilohertz in multi. We've never had a machine that has run that high of a frequency. So that's the big takeaway here. If you run in single frequencies, Michael, you get to go all the way up to 120 kilohertz. That is just crazy to me.
It is, yeah.
That you can go that high at 120 kilohertz. So real excited about that, going up that high. I don't know what that's going to do. And so I'm just real curious as to see, what that actually does. Right. So what do you think? What are we going to find at 120 kilohertz, Michael?
I hope it's not a bunch of little small lead pellets. That's what I'm hoping.
No, we don't want those. We don't want those small lead pellets, Michael.
Right.
For sure. So let's put this up here like this. So yeah, 120 kilohertz, single frequency. That's going to be interesting too as well. And again, I know that this is going to help with EMI mitigation. My theory is that we're going to find out that we're going to see that we've missed some shallow targets. Now, again, I could be wrong. We know that this machine's going to work very, very well in mineralized soil. We know it's going to work on the black sand on the beaches, which somebody brought up the fact that, higher frequency coils don't do good on the beach. Maybe XP has cracked the code for that. So we'll see what happens there. So yeah, there's just a lot to look forward to with this new coil. And hopefully all of us will start to see this coil within the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, I think is what we're looking at. It could be longer, hopefully not. But again, just be patient with it. When you get it, you know, go out, try it, use it, test it a little bit, get familiar with it, because it is going to be a learning curve, just like anything else. You know, we've got to, it takes time to figure out some of these things. So again,
hopefully we'll know more in the next week or two. Hopefully.
Yeah, and we will. And again, I'm talking to XP right now, and hopefully soon I'll have some more information that I can share with you guys as we start to see the shipping of these things to your local dealers. Before we get off of here, Michael, again, if you are thinking about this coil, check out our buddy Mr. Mike Heil at LMS Metal Detecting. He can get you hooked up. His contact information is on here right now. You can go and check out his store at lmsmetaldetecting.com, and you can give him a call and just let him know, hey, I saw this on Southern Relic Adventures. I'd like to get on your list for the HF2 coil. Mike is a high volume dealer, so he's going to have a good chance of getting maybe a few more than maybe some other dealers. So you definitely want to check out Mike at LMS Metal Detecting in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, and Mike can get you hooked up as well. So we'll see when these things are going to come out, but Mike can get you put on a list. Mike wanted me to tell you guys, you don't have to put down a down payment to be on his list. So some dealers are asking for money, sort of money up front or a down payment. Mike's not asking that. He's just saying, call him up, give him a chance for your business, and he'll put your name down on the list. I don't think you'll be disappointed with Mike, as he does a phenomenal job of getting those things out as well. And he's a great supporter of our channel, and we want to support him too as well. Please hit that like button. Michael, I think we've got one thing that we could give away tonight, and we've got the XP Deus 2 polo shirt. So
that'll go good with their new HF2 coil.
Right. Now it is a big boy size. I will go ahead and say that. And I think this is the last one I have, Michael.
What size is that?
It is a XXX, but it really fits like an extra large.
That'll cover, yeah, from extra
so I'm
large
going to go ahead and tell you.
to
So if you wear an extra large, you could probably wear this shirt.
Yeah.
Because I got a feeling that those French guys must be a lot smaller than you and I. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, I think so. I really do.
So we are going to give away a polo shirt tonight as a giveaway from XP. We've got more giveaways coming from XP2 as we get closer and closer to the live stream. Hopefully when Philippe comes on, he's going to do a giveaway. So we've got a lot of great things coming. We've got Steve's rods coming next week, and he's going to be doing a giveaway. So tell your friends you want to get on here. We're going to talk to Steve. Steve makes shafts for all different metal detectors, not just XP. But again,
I have 2 lower shafts for the Manicore. By the way, if you're taller and you want a longer shaft for the Manicore lower shaft, and check Steve out. He has longer lower shafts for the Manicore.
And I will have a video coming after our live stream next Friday night on Steve's shaft with the XP Deus 2. And you guys will get to see that up close and personal. If you're not familiar with Steve, he makes a very high quality carbon graphite shaft. It's all carbon graphite. So it's real neat, interesting. And he's working on some new things too as well. So stay tuned for Steve. But tonight, Michael, we are going to be giving away this XP Deus 2 polo shirt, and it is a XXX. So, and again, like Michael and I said, I can wear a XXX. So, and I'm not a massive guy by any means. And Michael, can you wear a XXX, or you think you need bigger than a XXX?
Yeah, that's what I have, a XXX.
Yeah, but I can get by with wearing a XXX. So it is what it is. But we're going to get our giveaway tool up and running here, Michael, and we're going to give this away and try to get this out to our lucky winner tonight. And we've got, so we're going to put, Michael, you know what would be good for tonight? An HF2. So we're going to say for our giveaway tonight, it's going to be hashtag HF2. So
that's easy enough.
Yeah, right. And here's the other thing too, guys. Remember, if you're an extra large, you can probably wear this shirt. I'm just going to be honest. If you're a double X, you're probably going to be okay too. And if you're a triple X, I don't have a 4X. So, hopefully, it works. But anyway, I'm giving it away. If you win it, and it's too big or it's too small, then you can give it to a friend and tell your friend Merry Christmas. So we're going to do that, and it's going to be hashtag HF2, and we're going to start collecting comments. Michael, I'm going to share the screen. We've already got 15 people that are in. Thank you guys for being here tonight, and we appreciate all of our loyal subscribers and members. Thank you guys for being here, and glad you guys joined us on this fun Friday night, on a Friday night live stream of Digging Deep. So we're going to give everybody a chance to get in. We have 90 some people in here, Michael, and they're all trying to get in. Hashtag HF2. I don't know if capitalization matters or not, but you might, if you put in capitals, you might want to go back and type it in the way that I have it on the screen. But we got 32 people that are already signed up here, Michael. So that screen's bright over there to my side. I'm going to turn the brightness down on this screen. About to blind me over here, Michael. But hashtag HF2. Michael Aggie's in here. She won something earlier today. Hey guys, when Aggie's in the house, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Aggie always wins. So hashtag HF2. Again, if anybody's got any other questions that they would like for me to ask XP, please leave them over in the chat. I'll try to make a mental note of it or remind myself to ask them. Everyone suddenly ended up. He said, I like Knights Templar. He said everyone ended up like 6X. Right. Oh, Lord. Yes, Digging Dude says he quits because Aggie's here. Yeah, Aggie always wins, it seems like. If Aggie wins tonight, there's something going on. But we'll see. Maybe Aggie gets lucky. Right. So we got, Surfside Dan says if he wins, he's going to give it to Aggie. And she's laughing and she says crazy. Right. Thank you guys so much. Again, hopefully you got a lot of great information about the HF2. We'll hand out more information as the next few weeks and the next few days go by. As soon as we hear more from XP. And again, I hope to have the coil soon in my hands. Don't forget about the live stream on May 16th with Philippe. We're going to get to ask a lot of pointed questions. And I think you guys will enjoy that live stream, especially. Don't forget about Steve's Rods, who will be with us next Friday night. So come and join the fun for that. And go and if you want to, go ahead and check out his site. Go look at some of his stuff that he has. Just type in Steve's Rods on Google, and I think you'll see it. But we'll have links, and we'll show a little bit about his website and all those types of things too. Yes, again, please smash that like button, as that helps promote our channel and brings this live stream to you guys every Friday night, which we've tried to be diligent about that. making sure we're here for you guys every Friday night. And of course, I have a full-time job. Michael has a full-time job. So it's not an easy task. And we have to pay for this live stream. Thank you, Dig and Daryl. I like Dig and Daryl's comment. He says, this will help with the shipping to Aggie. Right. And shipping's not cheap either. So again, Dig and Daryl brings up a great point, and we appreciate the donation for the shipping tonight. Dig and Daryl, thank you so much. And Luis is on here. Luis, you're coming in at the end. We are giving away a polo shirt, an XP Deus 2 polo shirt tonight on the live stream. If you want to get in, type in hashtag HF2. So Joe Dirt says, does Steve make a knee joint? Mine just broke. Well, I wish he made one for me too, because my knee's broke as well. Detective Smile says, shipping is crazy. It is. For sure. Yeah. And it just, I don't know, it's just crazy how much postage has gone up recently. And you guys know about that as well. So again, giving everybody an opportunity. Michael, you want to say anything, or while we're waiting on these guys to finish up?
Yeah. Just make sure, what'd you say Steve's website was?
It's just, if you just type in Steve's Rods, you will you should get it on Google. I don't have it pulled up tonight.
Steve's Detecting Rods.
Yeah, Steve's Detecting Rods. Right. So definitely give him a shout. Digging Dude says he's running out of beer. Digging Dude, don't do that. Trevor Van Horn says snakes, ticks, bees, and mosquitoes. Happy hunting. That's the way it is in my area. Guys, one thing, too, I want to mention before we get out of here, too. Wait till y'all see my next video. I'm being attacked by these black flies. I'm talking about these things will bite the crap.
You need to take a bath.
Michael, it wasn't about skunk. Don't be saying that now. But, oh, my gosh, you will see them literally in the video flying around me trying to.
I was going to say that, Damien. Brian was saying Steve's Rods. You need to punch in Steve's Detecting Rods.
Yeah, look, Damien says that it could be a porn site.
Yeah.
Well, only Damien would think that way. None of your business says just slip an HF2 coil. I wish I had an HF2 coil to slip in your shirt for sure. We're waiting on it. So Michael, we got 40 entries for the polo shirt. As a reminder, if you do win tonight, remember, send me your address. Send me your name too. Name, address, city, and zip code. Make sure I get all of it at sransc@gmail.com so we can get that polo shirt out to you as soon as possible. So definitely make sure you do that, and we will get that out to you sometime next week. We usually send it priority mail, so whenever we ship it, you usually get it within 2 days. So again, thank you guys so much. And Michael, let's do this drawing. I think it's time.
We've been stuck on 40 for a while. So.
Yeah. And I wanted to give everybody an opportunity in case somebody came in late. And Chris says, great show tonight. Thank you. Fun time all. We appreciate you, Digging Dude. Bell says, thanks, Brian and Michael. Bells, thank you. Detect Big Smile says, sweet. Doug Atkins says, thank you so much. Doug, I appreciate you. Thank you again. All of that goes straight back to our channel. Thank you so much for the donation. So Edward G says, I like this comment, Michael. He said, Brian, I figured those files will be around the Sasquatch before they were after you, unless you need a shower, like Michael just stated. But those flies are, they're terrible. So, Michael, we got 42 in here, and there's Bubba Smith. Glad to have Bubba in here with us, and Gary Holes is in here. Always packed with so much information. Thank you, Gary. We appreciate you too. Don't tread on me. Says great live stream, guys. Thank you so much. Don't tread on me. You know, we appreciate you, buddy, so much. So we got 43. LC Hunt just put in. He says HF2. So let's do this drawing, Michael. We got 85. We're going to shut it off, and we're going to do this drawing right now. Remember, if you win, please make sure you send me your address to sransc@gmail.com. All right, let's do this, Michael. We're going to do this drawing, and here we go. Let's see. Where are we going, Michael? Oh, it went past Aggie. Who's it going to be tonight? Ferris Grump all the way from North Kakalaki, Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, Ferris Grump. You are the proud owner of our XP Deus 2 polo shirt. So there we go. Congratulations. Ferris Grump is a wonderful supporter of our channel. So we appreciate him. And congratulations so much, Ferris Grump. Send me your address at sransc@gmail.com, and we will get this out to you. And we appreciate you being a part of the show. Jacksonville, North Carolina. Michael, he's got some good spots up there, I bet, in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I've been through Jacksonville plenty of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ferris Grump says, I hope it fits. It will fit, because not unless Ferris Grump is a 5X or a 4X, he should be fine. But it's a nice shirt. It really is nice and soft. You'll like it. So again, thank you so much. Thank you, Metal Detecting Northwestern Wisconsin. Michael, let's get out of here tonight. Guys, I hope every single one of you have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Go out there, hunt, find some amazing things. Enjoy the hobby. Don't let anybody bring you down. Go out and make the world yours with your fantastic hunts. Use your machine the way you know how to use it. Have fun. Find some history. Find some great artifacts. Find some gold. Go dig the beach. Enjoy the scenery. Whatever it may be, make it yours. Guys, y'all take care. Michael, thank you so much for being with me tonight. I appreciate you as always. And guys, we'll be back next week with another fantastic live stream with Steve's Rods. And then the next weekend, we've got XP on the show. And you guys get to go crazy and ask them all the questions you want to ask. And I know Philippe is looking forward to it. He's told me that over and over again. He said that our live stream is one of the best ones that he comes on, and he loves the knowledge of our audience and the questions that he gets. He really likes that part of it. So again, stay tuned. That's coming. And
V3I says, how do you factory reset the Deus 2? You hold the power button for right. Isn't that right, Brian?
I believe so.
I think you hold it and you continue to hold it in for when you put it on, right? You just hold it down and continue to hold it, right?
Right. I believe that's correct, Mike.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I haven't done mine in a while, but that would.
So continue to hold your power button when you put it on.
Okay. All right. Well, Ferris Grump, thank you so much. He's the winner tonight. Thank you for the super sticker. He's paying for some of that shipping. Thank you so much, Ferris Grump. As always, wonderful supporter of the channel. Again, guys, yes, Michael's third tip. That's it. So, yeah, we got another tip from Michael. How about that? Good night, everyone. Michael, thank you again. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy your time out. And we will catch you guys on our next adventure. Stay tuned as we got videos coming up. Go check out my latest one where I go and explore a rice mill, find an old rice mill out in the woods. Go check that video out. It's really cool. A lot of historic information, as well as you actually get to see me go into the woods. So, again, go check that out if you haven't already. We appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. Take care. Y'all have a great
night, guys.
See you guys. Y'all take care. Have a good one.